This is Grow Omaha Uncut, where you can watch our radio show, including what goes on in the commercial breaks. And be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons.
Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service from NAI NP Dodge Commercial Real Estate Company. We're also brought to you by D&M Roofing, Omaha's premier commercial and residential roofing contractor. You're not going to find another show like this anywhere around because we talk about the growth and development of your favorite city, buildings, roads, businesses expanding, construction, fun stuff. Fun stuff. And the guy who enjoys talking about it just as much as I do is my co-host sitting next to me, a legendary real estate deal-making broker, one of the top brokers in the state of Nebraska, Trenton Magid.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jeff Beals.
And how's your week been?
It's been busy. NAI NP Dodge, the holidays aren't slowing us down.
Yeah. Right, Roger, is Trenton's microphone on? I don't think we could hear him on the mic. Grab the other mic there, Trenton. Okay.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, everyone.
Now we can hear you. Yeah, and you said something about the holidays. I was just so concerned about your voice not coming through my headphones.
The holidays have not slowed us down at NAI NP Dodge. The office seems to be humming.
Amen that. I was traveling over the past week. I did some work down in Oklahoma, and I decided to drive it because it's not a good flight. You know, to go from Omaha to Oklahoma City, there's no directs, and it's not terribly far. So I just drove it.
How long did that take you?
A while. It took a while, but it was kind of fun. I drove on the way down there. I drove through York, Nebraska, Salina, Kansas, Wichita to Oklahoma City. And then on the way back for variety, I drove through Tulsa, Joplin, and Kansas City. So I kind of did a big circle through the middle part of the country this week.
You're hitting all the hot spots.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Okay, Oklahoma City and Tulsa doing well. Those are good cities. And they're growing, especially Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's growth rate was faster than Omaha's over the last 10 years, but Omaha was substantially faster than Tulsa's. But I'll tell you, we stack up very well. Those are technically, would you call those Sunbelt cities? Kind of?
Sure.
Yeah, we stack up very, very well to those places.
We probably have more tower cranes, or we will.
Definitely are on the verge of having a lot more tower cranes around here, aren't we? Well, let's get into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. They know mortgages. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport, or you can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. But Trenton, I got to tell you, I went to the Eagle Mortgage holiday party last night.
That's always a highlight of your year.
I always enjoy it. There's nothing more fun than hanging out with Holly Schneiderwind and her husband, Todd, who works with us at NP Dodge. And, of course, they are a sponsor of the show. My wife works there. And so we're just very, very tied to Eagle Mortgage. And so we were at Champions last night, had a great dinner. They had some new people that have joined the company in the last several months, and I got to know them and all their spouses. And I tell you, I feel really good about having them as a sponsor because they just do such a good job of taking care of people.
They take care of our listeners, too.
Well, let's get into that news. And I want to start with a new name for the Ralston Arena. And, this arena has been around now for several years, but it never had naming rights partnership before.
Right.
And that's no longer the case. Now, effective January 1st, the Ralston Arena is going to be known as Liberty First Credit Union Arena.
I had not heard of Liberty First Credit Union. Suppose they have 6 locations?
Yeah, it's based in Lincoln, and they don't have too much of a presence in Omaha Metro yet, but they're working on that. One would assume that naming an arena after yourself, they definitely want to become a bigger player in this market.
It's great for the city of Ralston.
Yeah, they sold a 10-year naming rights for $1.675 million. I think that's pretty impressive. Ralston's only about 6,000 or 7,000 people big. The arena is only 4,600 capacity. I think that's they got a pretty good deal there.
It's a good revenue source for Ralston. That it's no secret that arena has suffered. They said they've had some recent successes with some country concerts and things like that. But they're open for business, and I applaud them for getting the naming rights.
Yeah, kudos to them. Broadmoor Development is planning a 550-unit apartment complex.
14 acres?
Yeah, it's right at 144th and Blossom. And if you're not familiar with Blossom, that's one of the east-west streets through Heartwood Preserve.
They are a top-notch developer of apartments. They own thousands of apartment units in the Midwest, and they've got that big development on 180th, Broadmoor Hills, and it'll be a neat development, and it'll take some time to build out 14 acres.
It's going to be called Broadmoor Preserve, and construction should begin this summer. So that, if you look at it, the vast majority of the land pieces that make up Heartwood Preserve have either been sold or under contract now.
Yeah, that's over 500 acres. They've done well, and the location speaks for itself, and they're getting some top prices on that land. Yeah.
Now, of course, there's a jump from selling the lots to actually seeing more buildings coming out of the ground, but you already do have three very nice-looking office buildings on the north side. 2 are done, and one, the Union Bank one, is still under construction.
And you got 8 acres of restaurants and retail going up right across from right to the west of the Boys Town Library on 144th.
And that should happen. We should see some activity there pretty soon.
They're great right now, and I think you'll see some national restaurants that you haven't seen before in Omaha.
Well, and that's a perfect place for them because the demographics are so incredibly good at 144th and Dodge, both in terms of the socioeconomic demographics with income, household income, and all that sort of thing, and the traffic is fantastic there.
Absolutely.
We have some real estate news from our friends at CoStar, which is a real estate data company. They always give us a little bit of a national perspective that we can share with you. And this week, we're talking about Kroger, the nation's largest grocery store chain. They, among many other brands, have Baker's supermarkets here in Omaha. But Kroger really is growing right now, according to CoStar, debuting another customer fulfillment center, a big one in North Carolina. They have an expansion strategy that involves robots and artificial intelligence and all these distribution centers they have around the country. They're not necessarily going to open new stores, though. They're really focusing on more distribution and efficient logistics.
I wonder if they're getting more into home delivery and pickup. I mean, you see the Hy-Vee grocery stores and everything. They have those containers out there for pickup and everything. The grocery industry, Jeff, has changed and is transforming so much in the last few years.
Oh, it's fun to watch it, and you can see it just by driving by when you see all of the parking stalls reserved for customer pickup and the sophisticated systems they have. And like Walmart has a huge row of parking stalls, and you pull up and you call the phone number, and they bring your pre-ordered merchandise out.
I guess some people like to pick their own produce, fruits and vegetables, and everything else, and some people will let other people pick it for them.
Well, and the other thing, these companies have to get more sophisticated with their distribution, like Kroger and the other ones are doing it as well, because the supply chain shortages don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. I went to a couple stores yesterday to get a couple things. One was, I'll just say it, Party City, and was looking for a couple of things, and those shelves were not very full.
Really?
Yeah. There was a lot of empty shelf space, and you see it at so many other stores, and I don't think the stores are doing anything wrong. It's just this supply chain crisis. Which it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
How long it'll take to come out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We posted some interesting material on the Grow Omaha Facebook page this week, and that is some fascinating rumors that come from a pretty good source about some substantial commercial real estate development in North Downtown. And among these rumors would be a potential soccer stadium that would have maybe 2,000 seats.
And just north of TD Ameritrade Park.
Yeah, just north of TD Ameritrade Park. Now, one would presume that the targeted tenant for that would be Union Omaha, but Union Omaha is yet to confirm that.
I got to tell you, you're probably talking about, and I think they only play like 16 home games or something like that, so there's got to be other uses for it. And I've heard that a stadium like this could cost $35 million, and I have to believe that they'd also come to the city of Omaha if that's the location and want significant incentives. That ground is owned by Union Pacific right now. I have a feeling they're looking at multiple locations, and it's still a ways away from picking a location.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say that Union Omaha is looking at a variety of sites, and if they are going to move into a new soccer stadium, and that this rumor that we receive is about downtown is probably one of the sites, and maybe it's one they're looking at seriously.
There's an obvious question, like, why can't they make a deal with Creighton and play their home games at Morrison Stadium, which is in that the same area. And what I've heard is that Creighton's not interested in that.
Yeah, the rumor provider that we have said that exact same thing.
We also saw a parking garage that could be built just to the west there as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like it would be a pretty substantially sized parking garage in that area.
We can use one of those.
That I think you have to have that up there because you want the developers are trying to get so much activity on that north downtown area, and they're doing a good job of it. But you have to have somewhere for people to park, especially if you are going to put a sports stadium that seats 2,000 people. Plus, that parking garage could also be handy during the College World Series because it's only, 1, 2, if it goes where we think it is, maybe 2.5, 3 blocks north of TD Ameritrade Park.
It'd be awesome.
The other part of the rumor that we hear for that north downtown area would be a 2,000 employee office building that would be constructed immediately west of the Mastercraft building. So picture maybe 2 to 3 blocks northwest of TD Ameritrade Park. We don't know who the tenant would be. The rumors that we received are that it would be possibly an out-of-town company.
It would be great if we had new entrants into the market, but 2,000 employees, that is a big building, and that would be huge for that area. Especially
in this day and age where a lot is unknown about how certain companies will go back to offices and if some companies will ever go back to offices. You and I have talked about this at length before, including on this show. It seems like you and I both think most companies will eventually have a lot of their people back in the office, but we doubt that all companies will ever have all of their people in the office.
I agree. You'll see a lot of flex time. You'll see a lot of hybrid employees that come and go into the office.
So there's a lot going on, and we kind of hinted about this in the past couple of weeks. A lot of other rumors about big things happening downtown.
Tall buildings.
Possibly tall buildings. And, excuse me, I think a lot of the rumors might have some legs to them. So know this, we're on this, we're sniffing around, we're asking questions, we're turning over rocks. As soon as we can tell you things, we will. But suffice it to say, there are a lot of reasons to be optimistic and excited downtown over the next 5 years.
Grow Omaha's on the case.
Time will tell. And that is your news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage Company. They do conventional FHA and VA loans. They work hard to make sure their borrowers are informed and supported with knowledge and facts and information, and we recommend that you use them. You can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Going to take our first break of the hour, and when we come back, we're going to bring on our good friend Stacy Winters. Stacy is the founder and administrator of Omaha Food Lovers, a very popular group on Facebook, and someone who is in the know when it comes to the local restaurant scene. Grow Omaha listeners love restaurant talk, and the next couple segments are going to be a lot of that. You're going to enjoy it. You're listening to Grow Omaha on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Didn't you use that microphone for the weather earlier?
Yeah, I know.
Did you shit it out?
I have no idea. That's what I'm
You
doing.
and I
I'm
might
working with the with her.
Make plans to celebrate
I'm boosted,
God's January 13th.
How boosted are you?
Radio Podcast Awards.
So is it still dead?
Progressive Insurance.
I don't-
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable.
That's-
Get a multi-policy
You're the
discount by
Moderna?
combining your car,
Oh,
home, motorcycle, commercial, auto, and more. All your protection in one
I,
place. Bundle and
I think
save
I'm
at
gonna get my
progressive.com.
booster here pretty soon.
I'm getting mine
This
Monday.
is Eric with DNR.
Yeah, good.
I go to MedMan Pharmacy.
Yeah.
Just right after 156, right by Mama's. I
Uh-huh.
have a friend of mine from high school is a pharmacist there.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, yeah, just come on in, we'll take care of it.
Now, but at most places, are they requiring you to make appointments now?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
in Coles.
especially.
Because
I would say that one you do not have to.
that one you don't have to.
She was cool. She was yeah.
I might drive down there.
156 in pursuit.
I might drive over there. Yeah, because like
They have an amazing liquor selection in there too. I was like shocked. I walked in like, oh, like the whole wall is just.
Who knew?
Is it on the same building as Bonds or
Yeah,
is it the other building?
yeah. It's on the other end of that.
Okay.
I would have never guessed.
I know.
Yeah.
They have a really nice selection. If you're ever like in a pinch needing some alcohol.
Well, that happens more often than I care to admit. But a lot of times I want to find things that not every store has, and so it's nice to have some sources where, because sometimes the most random place will have something that no one else has.
Yeah. Are you a whiskey guy?
I am.
Are you in the Omaha Whiskey Lovers group?
I do not believe I am.
You should
I'm in a
probably.
Omaha craft beer,
Yeah.
but I don't participate.
Omaha Whiskey Lovers is a friend of mine created that one.
Oh, really?
The name is very original.
I wonder where they came up with it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, there's a show in Lincoln called Grow Lincoln, and it's no coincidence.
Yeah. No. Andy is a good friend of mine. He actually helped with some of the designs of the Omaha Food Lovers logo and stuff like that. But yeah, he created the Omaha Whiskey Lovers, the owl. So they have some cool owl merchandise and stuff like that. Very cool. But yeah, if you're looking for whiskey, anything like people,
Hello.
where to get it, where like new releases are, things like that. That's a good group.
I do. I love bourbons. I just love
It's not
bourbons.
something I've ever gotten into, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big bourbon fan.
I like to know
Yeah.
because people ask questions all the time, so I like to be informed on if
I'm
they want a
getting
good
nothing.
old fashioned, where do they go?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Nothing dropping down.
I went to Mahogany in Oklahoma
Put
City
new
a couple
but I
nights ago
can't
with my
put
client
anything in.
and
It's not
got an
dropping
old fashioned there. That may have been one of my top 5 old fashions.
Good.
They had some premium version of Woodford that they had in, and there was no additional upcharge for it. And probably because it cost enough as it was with us.
I'm sorry, what?
But damn, that was good. That was a really good old fashioned. Had I not been driving and we were planning on having some wine too, I would have
Right.
gotten 2 of them. It was good.
Okay. Well, I'll
You know,
just-
a place
I'll just
that,
have to share the mic.
I'm not necessarily
For
a
this-
huge fan
for
of the
right
old
now,
fashions,
the
but I'm a
main thing
huge fan
is
of the
that I don't
place.
have a main-
Public House. Have you been there yet?
I've been there yet.
It's in Rockbrook.
Okay.
So people that own
That'll be
Corkscrew.
fine.
Yeah, it's really good. It's got a
because I
cool
don't have
vibe
these
to it.
lights.
better than September's, whatever it was before there.
Oh, September. I never set foot in
Yeah.
September.
All right. we're
Part of the
coming
problem.
back
Okay,
on.
so I go to
Let you
Rockbrook
go. And Thanks.
a lot.
Sorry. For,
We'll talk. We'll to be continued.
guys, you're gonna have to share that.
Okay, no worries.
I have no idea what happened. Kurt's on his way in.
And welcome back to the show, Grow Omaha, News Radio 1110 KFAB. We're brought to you by D&M Roofing, Omaha's premier commercial and residential roofing contractor, as well as NAI NP Dodge. I'm Jeff Beals, sitting next to Trenton Magid, your co-hosts. And we're going to talk about restaurants. We've got our good friend with us, Stacy Winters, who is the founder of Omaha Food Lovers Group on Facebook. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. And, we always like to have you on every couple of months just to talk about restaurants. And Trenton and I always say the most popular things we talk about on Grow Omaha are, number one, skyscrapers, but those only happen about once every 20 years.
Right.
And number two, really good restaurants.
We have a lot of those.
And you have over 71,000 members on Omaha Food Lovers on Facebook. Everybody, if you haven't joined that, you're missing out.
Yep. We're definitely still growing, so it's a good thing.
Perfect. Okay, we're figuring out some microphone stuff here, so we're apologize for those little noises that you just heard. Well, Stacy, a couple little things we want to talk about right off the top here. Omaha Food Lovers has a fundraiser that's going on right now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've partnered with the food bank for the Heartland, and we did this last year. And last year we raised $66,000, which was then matched by ConAgra's campaign last year. So we raised $132,000. We were informed that it's counted for over 200,000 meals for those that were food insecure. So we're doing it again. We've reached out to a lot of different restaurants that are kind of providing gift cards as incentives to donors to make donations. So so far I've got about 500 gift cards from about 180 some restaurants that have put those into the pot. So if you donate through our team, you are eligible for the random drawing for those. So right now, I think we've got about 800 people that have donated, and 500 cards. So your chances of winning are pretty good. We're up to $36,000.
And you have a goal of $100,000 this year, and I think you're going to surpass that goal.
Yeah, I hope so. I think we put out, last year with the 66,000 we made, we had 45,000 members then. Now we have 71,000. So, you'd think we would have a good shot at making that. It's a little slower so far this year, but I encourage everybody, to, if you haven't joined the group, join the group. Or you can just go out to the Food Bank for the Heartland Facebook page, or not Facebook, their website, and you can find our team out there under the virtual fundraiser.
And Omaha Food Lovers Group, you've only been around for what, 3-4 years?
Almost 2.5.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And think about it, just holistically, you and your team have grown this website, and it is amazing. And one of the things, you have a new app coming out for Omaha Food Lovers.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, we do. We'll be hopefully launching it here within a few weeks. I think our goal is by end of the year. We'll see if that happens. As with everything, just certain there are delays, but that's what our goal is. It's free for restaurants to participate, so it will be if a restaurant wants to offer some sort of special or deal to incentivize new people to come in and check out their restaurant, they can put that on the app. And it's obviously a kind of a captive audience of users with the app. So it's I think it'll be a good way to get people to check out places maybe they hadn't thought about or hadn't heard about. But that's ultimately the goal. So
it's amazing what happens when all of a sudden you talk, whether it's your post or another member's post on Omaha Food Lovers Facebook page, and those restaurants just blow up.
Yeah,
there's plenty of stories about restaurants that maybe had a downtime during the pandemic, and all of a sudden you see something on Omaha Food Lovers, and they're back.
Yeah, there was one this last quarter. I went to Pan Asian Terrace. I hadn't been there for quite a while. And
nice guy.
Yeah, they're great people. I had the pho. I hadn't had their pho before, and it was out of this world good. So I posted about it, and if it's really good, I would definitely want everybody to know about it. And I put it in the group, and I know I got some thank yous from them, and they were very happy because they were busy. At least for the next several days, they were selling out of their pho. So,
and it's not uncommon for you to have several hundred comments on a post, which you don't see that on most groups.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's definitely the interaction in the group is really good. The engagement's really, really good. So.
Trenton, if you think about it, with 71,000 members on Omaha Food Lovers, that represents 7.1% of all humans that live in the Omaha metropolitan area on one Facebook page. Hey, speaking of that, one other thing that we wanted to make people aware of, Stacy, is that there are some new topic tags that are available. And in particular, I think people will probably be interested in the Christmas topic tag.
Yeah, what we try to do as moderators of the group, if we, obviously around the holidays, so we had one for Thanksgiving, but now we have one for Christmas. A lot of people are asking, what's open for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve brunch or Christmas Day? Where can I get, a smoked turkey? Where can I get a prime rib? Whatever it is. So if people share those posts to the group, myself and the moderators will add what's called a topic tag. And so that topic tag then makes it easy to find. So if you look up in the group, in the featured section, it lists, kind of the topic tags that are out there. So we have topic tags for Christmas. We have topic tags for mimosas. We have topic tags for just to make things easier to find so you can see those posts. They're like Kansas City is one of our topic tags because people are always like, where do I go to Kansas City? So we have 60 posts that have been asked previously on Kansas City that people can easily find. So that's the Christmas one is our current kind of most popular one just because we're at that time of the season, time of the year. And so we've done that. So it makes it easy to find those places.
Before the show started, we were talking about Saffron Urban Kitchen opening in Exarban, which is getting really close. And in fact, I think you're going to be trying it here pretty quick.
Yeah, they are. I think they have their soft opening starting on Wednesday, and so I think it's a reservation only type soft opening at this point. But yeah, I think we'll be trying it probably this week.
This is a 4,500 square foot, which is bigger than the old Lotus space, isn't it? At Exarban Village on 67th Street, and it looks pretty neat in there.
Yeah, it does. I've seen some pictures of it too. And then it's the Saffron. I think isn't it Bombay? It's like the bar. There's kind of an upscale bar going in there as well.
Yeah, it's a great concept. More of an upscale Indian, an upscale cocktail place. I think it's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, it's Sagar from Momo Station is I think the kind of heading that up.
Have you guys noticed the amount of Mexican restaurants and Indian restaurants that have been popping up in the metro area?
Yeah, I think we've gotten Primo's obviously finally opened.
That was Center Street, 60th and Center.
People were waiting for that. I think that was kind of one of those. The pandemic kind of delayed that, just getting the staffing to actually open it. But
Hacienda Real, is that what it's called?
Yeah, they're still
Chicago.
Yeah, I just drove by there on the way here, so they're still the signs are still up. So they're I don't know, I haven't heard anything new as far as that timetable. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of.
We have a new restaurant in Shadow Lake, Jeff.
Oh, Ma Shingon.
Yeah,
is now open. Yeah.
And I think on the last show we talked about they're looking at the Lombardo's location. Is that what?
Yeah, they're gonna. Excuse me. They're going to be doing apparently a different concept possibly there. They got control of it, and we thought originally Ma Shingon, and their PR person said, well, it might be a different concept going to there, but that's a great spot. So okay, we're going to take our middle of the show break. But when we come back, we have a lot more restaurant talk that we're going to get into with Stacy Winters, founder of Omaha Food Lovers. But let's take that break. We got to get the news at the half hour. A lot going on in the world. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAINP Dodge on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Don't point until you're done with the call letters.
Did I point prematurely?
KFAB.
Oh,
and I was like, the point means hit.
Okay, so
But
KFAB. Bang. Okay, I'm going to do better.
But here's the thing. You're so consistent on your lockouts. I really don't.
You don't need my point.
No.
Yeah.
Because like when we're doing remotes or something like that, I mean, that's how I know to go.
Yeah, because I'm consistent.
You're consistent.
Some people would say predictable.
Yeah, there you go.
We prefer consistent.
Let's talk. I was going to finish this talk about was it Public House. So my son does baseball classes at Strike Zone, so I always have an hour to kill and during baseball class, and I go over there and the place just has a real cool vibe.
Is it just a bar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no food whatsoever. Because I had been in previous, like last year before it opened, I would always, because that September's place last year was not open at all when I was there. I would go at the bar at Pasta More, have an Italian beer, or sometimes I would go to the bar at Jaipur. But this Public House has just kind of got a.
Where is it there?
It's on the, what would be like the north side.
Okay.
It faces like Center Street. You can see it from the back of it.
Yeah, just a little bit west of Corkscrew and a little bit east of Pasta More. I tell you, and they really decorate the middle area of Rockbrook very attractively for Christmas. Like that
Common space
pavilion area they have. That's kind of cool over there.
There's a couple of Christmas pop-up bars right now.
Oh, no kidding?
Blitzed is taking over Segredo or Asteria Segredo.
Oh, over on Maple?
No, in Blackstone. That's the speakeasy. That's the speakeasy below Social.
Okay.
And then Mercury always does their pop-up, and it becomes Miracle, and it's like this over-the-top like Christmas.
But it's still in their same spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they just change it for that month.
Well, that'd be fun. So basically, it's like Christmas flavored cocktails and things like that. Like a lot of cinnamon and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably.
Have you been to Lola's yet?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Lola's.
that movie theater?
Yeah.
We go there all the time. Their chicken,
the chicken, the roasted chicken.
Roasted chicken is unbelievable. Their soups are always fantastic.
Yeah. Just the focaccia bread that they make.
Oh,
it's like,
the bread.
It's like, it's so ridiculous. Yeah. Like I would just go there for the bread. And they do that like bread with like burrata and cheese and stuff. It's so good.
That's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Good place. Yeah, it's just so many places and only so many meals.
And so many craft drinks everywhere.
I love craft drinks.
Do you ever go to Timber Woodfire? Do you like that?
Yeah, I've been there one time.
Or at Countryside?
I would say.
Been there one time. I really liked it, but I'm just not. I don't live anywhere near there, so I don't get.
Go for the happy hour.
Oh really?
Yeah.
After work? Okay.
Yeah, their happy hour is so. Even on Sunday, it goes from 2 till close. And it's like
2
lot.
to close.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
On Sundays, it's one of those where you can go get like their warm board. It's really, really good. And like you can get and there's so many things available on their happy hour menu. It's not like really that limited. and so you can get a lot of good stuff.
My brother's dental office had their annual holiday dinner there last night.
Okay.
So all
Timber?
Timber, and all
the
the
best-
dentists and the hygienists and the staff, they were all there.
It's the best smelling
It's a
restaurant.
big place.
It's like that wood fire in there.
Does
It's
smell
so good.
And you smell it when you're outside. It makes you starving.
Yeah.
Like a ski lodge or something?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess
smell.
Yeah, the wood fire that they have going there, it's kind of over the top. It's like the senses. It hits you from all senses.
Oh yeah. Speaking of wood fire, have you been to Dynamite?
I haven't.
Yeah, I think it's quite good.
Yeah, I'll be honest, this is good.
Yeah, the food's very good, but the atmosphere is even better.
Good reviews. The Gather is getting excellent.
Yeah, but they're only
I
open for
think
dinner, I
about going
think.
there.
I still have not tried Gather. I need to get down there and try it because everything I've heard about it sounds good, and I hear the grow room down in the basement
Yeah.
is beyond cool.
They've got that
They-
space next door that's kind of narrow.
They've
and
got
long.
an actual like that their little farm down below.
Yeah,
They have their own Facebook page for that.
Do they really?
Because they actually are distributing that too. It's not just for them.
Holiday
So what's
sales.
going to go into Wheatfield space? I think it's a flagship.
Oh, I don't know.
Signed a lease because I tried to get somebody in there, and it's a couple thousand feet, right on that 12th
Corner.
and 12th and How.
But isn't it going to
Howard.
be a new concept, like
Yeah,
a flagship?
I
A
think
new
that's
flagship.
what I was
concept?
told. That's what I was told.
Because Flagship owns Plank across the street, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and blue. Right,
And
I mean,
Blue.
they're
Right next
all
door.
right
Yeah,
there.
they.
Yeah. So they'll have a whole row of their concepts. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with.
But let's talk about Crisp and Green.
Oh, good. Yeah. I'll put that on the list. I have to try. So was it pretty good?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I gotta give it a try.
It's really nice.
I love. I'm glad that we're getting more of those types of places because a lot of times you just want
Healthy.
a really healthy lunch.
Yeah, I would. That would be something I would not feel guilty about eating during the week because I try to
Right.
eat healthier
Yeah.
during the week, and so that would be
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a bad choice.
Because a lot of times for lunch, like for breakfast, I just make. Well, most mornings for breakfast, I just do scrambled eggs at home, and I do a pretty good portion of it because they're low cal, high protein. The only problem is there's a little fat and cholesterol in them, but that's good. And then lunch, I like to just go heavy vegetables, but still get enough that you're not hungry.
Take it through the day.
Dinner, I'm not so disciplined at dinner. I eat way too many calories at dinner.
I eat pretty high protein. That's kind of my
Yeah,
thing too.
I'm good at breakfast and lunch, but dinner I sometimes a lot of
What's
times
your-
break the rules.
What protein do you eat the most?
I mean that definitely varies. I mean, beef is obviously up there, but
Yeah.
like for breakfast,
Nebraska.
I do.
We don't eat so much beef, but we love it.
I do like for breakfast. There's a thing called powerful oatmeal.
Really?
I buy it on.
It's a
it
high
online.
protein oatmeal.
Yeah, so like it's like you can do the overnight oats. So you just put like some almond milk overnight, and it's like 20 or 25 grams of protein and a little cup of oatmeal.
And the carbs are low.
Yeah, they're not like crazy low, but they're not they're not really that high. So it's a good. I get like the blueberry version. They do. They have like if you want the hot version, you can do that. For, like,
We eat a lot of oatmeal. Do you like grits?
like I haven't eaten them a lot.
And
Problem with grits is you gotta have something in them to give them flavor.
Yeah, just like oysters.
butter
Yeah.
or sugar.
Yeah. By themselves,
Yeah.
they're kind of useless. Yeah.
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 And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals and Trenton Magid here at your service. We are from NAI NP Dodge. Show's also brought to you by D&M Roofing. And at this point in time, we always have our commercial real estate development spotlight brought to you by Noddle Companies, in which we feature one of the many, many Noddle Companies projects that are underway in Omaha. And there are so many of them, they're hard to count. And sometimes Trenton and I will forget about one of them. Well, just last week, I was driving by the Blackstone district, and that's where Noddle Companies is doing some very nice row houses at 38th and Dewey. And Trent and I drove by those row houses last week, and my goodness, they're really coming along. And that whole area is just going to explode because there's a 9-story mixed-use building a couple blocks north of that'll be kicking off this spring. These row houses that Noddle Companies is putting there at 38th and Dewey, really nice, upscale, but yet they kind of blend with the neighborhood and honor the historic mansions that are in that area. So it's going to be really exciting to see how that project plays out. And it's our understanding that those things are going to be pretty nice. If you're in the Blackstone area, though, drive by and check that progress.
What I think is neat is Noddle Companies is really getting into residential development, condos and apartments, and they've done stuff at Exarban Village as well.
Yeah, and if you want to find out more about them and all of these projects they have underway in Omaha and other states, just go to noddlecompanies.com. That's noddlecompanies.com. All right, Stacy Winters is with us, the founder of Omaha Food Lovers Group, 71,000 members strong. And Stacy, one of the questions I always like to ask you, what are a couple really good places you've been to lately, and what were your impressions?
I already mentioned Pan Asian Terrace. I mean, not a new place, but the pho there was incredible. I would say for Thanksgiving time, we got a ice cream pie from Sugar Makery over in Council Bluffs. They actually have a location in Glenwood as well. We got this ice cream pie. It was like a Heath Oreo ice cream crunch with a layer of hot fudge. It was crazy.
Crack on a plate.
It was so good.
Talking dirty.
They did inform me they will be releasing their Christmas menu, and they will have an ice cream pie or two on their Christmas menu here today as well. A couple Risen Ramen in Rockbrook.
Yeah,
if
right at the front.
If you're a ramen fan, and I've got some friends who have kind of been to Japan or from Japan that have said that is in their opinion the most authentic ramen place you can get in Omaha. Very not upscale by any means. It's very it's basic. The food is excellent. They have they're just the ramen, their dumplings or gyoza. A lot of their food is just really, really good. And another one that's very much under the radar that probably not a lot of people have heard of is called La Sierra. I think what's cool about Omaha and the restaurant scene is all the different areas, different types of cuisine, right? So it's Mexican, but it's a specific state of Mexico. It's Durango Mexican food. And so it's a very simple menu offering, basically burritos, gorditas, and plates. So you choose your filling, and then you get to, choose if you want a gordita or a burrito. And these are smaller, so you order like 3 or 4 of them per person. So it's not like a big old massive burrito.
What's the location?
It's down on 10th Street, kind of next door to Olson Bake Shop, Cassio's. So right in that neighborhood. But the tortillas are being made basically fresh to order. So we went there, and it takes a little bit longer because they're literally rolling them out and making your tortillas as you order. So those are a couple I guess that I would put up there right now.
And then you and I ran into each other at the grand opening party for Crisp and Green, which is a new entrance to the market, 80th and Dodge. I was fortunate to represent them, and it's a healthy concept. It's signature salads, bowls, grain bowls, and smoothies. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of over by Jimmy's Egg, where the Cox Communications facility is, and they've got a drive-through, and I think they're going to crush them. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was one of those meals where I didn't feel guilty about having it, it wasn't a cheap meal, I guess is what you're saying. What I would say, it was. I didn't feel overly stuffed when I got done, but I felt like full. I had the I forget the name of the Fiesta Bowl, I think is what it was called. It was really good.
I had a Greek salad there, and there's so few offerings for healthy salads, and especially with this drive-through, I think I run out of places. If I'm by myself and I want a quick lunch or something like that, I think Crisp and Green will fill that void.
Yeah, they're already starting their second location out in Elkhorn just off 204th. Kind of everyone knows where Dairy Chef is at, just south of where Dairy Chef is at there. It's an old bank building.
Yeah, and I did that deal as well, and it's they'll have a drive-through there as well.
That'll be a good location.
Okay, so we always like to put you on the spot, Stacy. Where'd you go to dinner last night, and where are you going to dinner tonight?
So last night I went to the Galley, which is a carry-out only restaurant. You can carry it out, or they will bring it to you next door to the Elbow Room. It's down on like 50th and Center, somewhere around. I don't know the exact coordinates. Something it's 48th, 50th, something in center. But they're doing some really good. They have like Italian beef sandwiches, French dips. They do what's called Euro rolls or pepperoni rolls.
Yeah.
They have a pretty eclectic menu. They offer pizza. So that was the choice last night, and tonight is prime rib at Buck's out in Venice. Kind of between Omaha and Wahoo, or I guess kind of out in that Utan area. So a little concert going on out there tonight that I was planning to attend with some friends. So that will be dinner tonight.
So if you want to meet Stacy, go to Buck's.
It's sold out tonight. The show is, so that's a good thing.
Okay, and then what about any restaurant rumors that might be floating around right now?
I have several that I can't disclose yet. I've asked for permission, but I can't really say about a couple of them. But the one I did hear a rumor about was that Guy Fieri is planning to open a restaurant in the Harrah's Casino this next summer. So,
And that's the star behind, was it Restaurant Dives?
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
The guy with the weird hair, right? That guy? Yeah.
I mean, I would credit, honestly, like the show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is probably what, more than anything, kind of spurred my interest in, like watching those shows. And like when I travel, it's, it's about finding those kind of like gems that are out there. So I still watch that show religiously every Friday night.
And he came to Omaha and highlighted some Big Mama's Kitchen and a couple others, I remember.
Yeah, we definitely need to get him back to Omaha, because since that, that's like been 11 years, 12 years since he's been in Omaha. He needs to come back here.
Yeah, or you could make the argument we're a completely different culinary scene than we were.
It's way better. It's so much better.
And then we were talking about Gather, the restaurant in the old market. I confess I have not yet been there. I want to. I can't wait to go. I just haven't had the chance yet. But apparently the room they have in the basement where they grow their own vegetables and herbs is becoming really popular.
Yeah, every post you see about Gather, right? You take the tour of the hydroponics room that they're doing downstairs, but they are also they're supplying produce now out of that area as well to other businesses.
And that's a restaurant that has a sister restaurant originally, Jackson Hole.
Yeah, exactly. It's been very, very popular. I still have not made it down there yet either, but that's definitely on my short list.
Yeah, we got to get down there. Now, Trenton, Amy and you tried the new Cumbia restaurant on 16th Street. What did you think about that?
So Cumbia, Amy's a native of Columbia, so we authenticated it last night. It's authentic Colombian, and cumbia is a genre of dance music, official dance music in the country of Colombia, and it was great. They have empanadas. They had a great ceviche. Not everything is from Colombia, but it's a great mix. Drinks. We had pisco sours, but the atmosphere, and this is right next to Mercury on 16th and Harney Street, and it was great. We went right before the Jason Mraz concert, so really like it. Very friendly staff and very tasty.
And Stacy, I tell you, just when you think, okay, we've got all these new restaurants, and how many can we support, and can we keep getting more and more creative, another one opens.
Yeah,
and it usually does really well.
Yeah, the Cumbia is on I really want to go there too. It's kind of the first tapas that we've had since España closed, as far as offering kind of the small plates, I guess, like that. I'm very intrigued by the fact they also have mojitos on tap, which is probably my favorite
mojitos
drink.
are good. We had a mojito too.
I'm a big mojito fan, so
purely for research.
A mojito on tap. What will they think of next? Hey, Stacy, before we wrap up here, what are some parting things that you might want to share with people? A reminder about the app, or if there are some listeners out there that aren't on Omaha Food Lovers yet and are missing out, what should they do?
Yeah, I think the fundraiser right now is kind of front and center. We're trying to make sure we get build up as much money as possible for those that are food insecure at this time of year, especially. So that's kind of the first thing that people get out there and donate to that. And you do have a really good chance of winning a nice gift card to one of our favorite restaurants here in Omaha. The app, that will be coming out here within a couple of weeks. Any restaurants that are interested, they can message me on Facebook that if they want to get involved with that. Joining the group, very simple. Just go out on Facebook and search for Omaha Food Lovers.
And we want to thank you on behalf of Grow Omaha and the city of Omaha, what you have done to expand the offerings and to really highlight all different types of food options. Stacy Winters, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I think, I owe the moderators and everybody in the group. The members are really what make the group what it is. So.
All right, Stacy. Well, we appreciate you joining us. We'll have you back in a few months, and we'll get an update then.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a happy holiday season.
You too.
Stacy Winters, founder of Omaha Food Lovers. Going to take our final break of the hour, and when we come back, it'll be the lightning round by Turner Construction. You're listening to Grow Omaha on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Hey, thanks. I was gonna say when you guys were talking Blackstone, it's like I want to get in all because I pay attention to a lot of this stuff, not just food stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see that they're the miniature bowling alley they're opening?
Yeah,
in Blackstone.
And the old barber school.
That looked really cool.
That looks really.
I saw some. If you look at their Facebook page,
great idea.
They showed like the lanes that they're putting.
There's
in.
like candlepin bowling in Boston and stuff like that. I wonder if
It's kind of similar to that. Yeah.
But that's the stuff that Omaha never used to have, and now you're seeing that those types of creative
we
entertainment
got axe
businesses
throwing, we got
popping up
bowling.
everywhere. Yeah, and it had Voorhees on his show this week. I got to track this down. I should have talked about it today on our show, but Voorhees on his show, what was it, Thursday, had a study that looked at the 182 largest cities and ranked them from 1 to 182 for most fun. And they had all these criteria. Omaha was 33rd.
Oh, we'll take it, but we can move up.
Like number one was like Vegas and New Orleans. The Vegas and New Orleans.
So they're leaving they're leaving all the big cities in.
Yeah,
So,
everybody.
we were 33 on that. That's
Look
good.
at that dessert right there. That's
a dessert.
That's a cottage baker. Look at the description.
Starting with an Oreo crust, this cheesecake has a peanut butter cheesecake base, topped with chocolate ganache, chunky Reese's peanut butter cups, and fresh whipped cream. I'll take one.
Yeah, it's another one of those cottage bakers just killing it.
There you
Can you
go.
imagine the calories in that thing?
I know.
God,
That's why we work out.
it'd be so worth it. God, that sounds good.
All right.
Does your
15,
wife
15
go along on
seconds.
most of these adventures?
and you'll
What's that
have 4 minutes to music.
What's her favorite?
4 minutes to music. Okay.
She loves Italian. I would say like Olo Solo Mio is probably like one of her favorites. She loves that rising ramen too. She's really big fan of ramen now.
You can grab that microphone.
She loves Lings too.
You don't want to share?
Lings
No.
banh mi sandwich. She's a big fan of that.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals sitting next to Trenton Magid. Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. And this is the lightning round where we talk about a lot of things in a short period of time. And it is brought to you by our very good friends at Turner Construction. Turner is one of the biggest and most prestigious construction firms on planet Earth. And they have a major presence here in Omaha and are working very hard on the Omaha built environment right now. Big projects like the Sarpy County Data Center and small projects like interior build-outs in retail bays for companies that are opening in Omaha and everything in between. That's the nice thing about working with a company like Turner. There's no project that they can't handle. And here in Omaha, they have really kind of woven themselves into the fabric of the community, working hard with tradespeople and the businesses that they work with to help them be successful. So kind of cool. You get the best of both worlds with them. Big, huge company that in Omaha behaves like a local contractor that has deeply invested in the community. So we recommend Turner Construction, and we thank them for sponsoring the lightning round. So, we talked about restaurants with Stacy, Trenton, and if I look at on the list for the lightning round, it's a lot more restaurant talk.
We'll bring them on.
So I guess this is just, today's show is intended to make people starving hungry, but Sebastian Southern Crab is now open.
Okay, that's over by Westroads, just to the east of Westroads.
Yeah, it's in the Clock Tower Village. It's the space that at one time was J.C. Mandarin, which was a good solid Chinese place that I used to like to go to for lunch. I have not tried Sebastian. I drove over. I was over by the Westroads yesterday, and I said, I want to see if that's open yet. And apparently it's been open for a couple of weeks. So we need to get over there and try it.
That's a unique entrance.
Well, yeah, and especially, the fact that you used to live down in New Orleans for a while. I love Gulf Coast seafood. And hey, it's called Southern Crab, so I think we'll probably like the place.
We'll take it.
I popped my head in there. Looked cool. Looks pretty simple, as far as atmosphere is concerned. But the employees, when I said, hey, I'm the guy from Omaha, just seeing when you guys open and how business is, and very, very nice and friendly. So that was pretty cool. Tropical Smoothie Cafe opens today in the Tiburon area of Gretna. It's along 168th Street.
Right.
I'd say that I don't know.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts over there.
Baskin Robbins. It's an end cap space, and Sean Williams, a friend of ours, owns it, and he also has the Cold Stone Creameries in town. But Tropical Smoothie Cafe, it's kind of a quick serve.
Check it out.
Upscale smoothie place, fun place to go. Stacy mentioned this, but Primos is now officially open.
60th and Center. That took a long time to open.
Yeah, the word that Brad Williams had heard was that they're still really working hard to find enough staff, but they decided, hey, at some point you got to pull the trigger.
You'd think they'd have some cousins to work there or something.
Los Primos, yeah, cousins in Spanish. You're very international there, Trenton Mackett, with your language choices. Stories Coffee opening another location in Gretna. You want to know where it is?
Yeah, it's where the Good Life Sports Bar is, correct?
Yeah, brand new building that's still not done, but that is on Highway 6 / Highway 31 or 204th Street. And the crossroad is Lincoln Road. It's either Lincoln Road or Lincoln Drive. Okay.
And, the original stories, the current stories is at 114th and Davenport is done so well.
Yeah, and this one probably will do great too. So there you have it. Your lightning round news brought to you by Turner Construction. That's it for this week. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Maggott.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge, not to mention Turner Construction. And we'll chat with you next week at 9 o'clock right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
It's a wrap.
Good show.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.